show and we'll fly. Yeah. You don't have to feel like you're on your own. No one should have to dance alone, not tonight. For somebody to make memories in a make forever in time. There's no reason to be hard to find, 'cause we've already lost our mind. You and me, we're gonna write a little history. You and me, just show me love and then you'll see. That we make, they are never gonna fade for a lifetime. We don't give no shade if you wanna hide away. We just have you trying to play second drills up in the memory bank.
Into the night, the city lights are dancing, slowly falling apart. The shadows causing an outbreak. I'm wishing upon a star. This time I'm feeling stronger, and I know I can do better. The shadows causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the lights on. Open your eyes and see the people chanting, slowly falling apart. The silence causing an earthquake. I'm wishing upon a star. This time I'm feeling higher, and I know I can be taller. Shadows causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing every time I look in your eyes. Baby, I can feel your energy, it's making me realize everything we've been through makes us strong enough. You and I, everything we've been through makes us strong enough. You and I, you and I.
Hello, everybody, and welcome on into RFDL Week 11, Day 2. I am Ecliptic Fades, and once again, as always, I'm with Aralax, the Proto. What's
Hi.
up, buddy?
I'm tired.
You actually have to talk today. This is weird.
I know
You're
it's
surrounded by
weird.
people. And you're gonna have to
Yeah.
actually make observations, actually give input. That's. Are you ready for that?
No, I'm not ready.
Prepared for this?
No, I'm out of practice.
I don't have to test you in a while. Let's do some trivia. No.
Oh dear.
Anyway,
please.
guys.
Fine.
Anyway, guys, welcome in to the final day of the first half of League Play for Season 1. We've already been going basically double the amount of time that we did in Season 0, and now we're only halfway done, which is absolutely incredible. A little bit of a stat. I do have a trivia question.
Woo!
Out of, not counting any of the matches today, any of the games, how many games of Rocket League have we casted in Season 1?
As in you and me, or?
No, just in general. How many games of Rocket League have been played during League?
Okay, how many games? Oh dear, it's definitely in the hundreds. Oh, that's a really difficult question. I'm gonna go off of like averages. I'm gonna say let's go with 220.
You're close. In the last 11 weeks, not counting the matches that we have today, we have played 248 games of Rocket League. That is absolutely incredible. Putting on fights week after week, playing their heart out on the field. You'll love to see it. You love to see all the teams put in their best foot forward. There have been a lot of ups and downs to the start of the season, a lot of roster moves that have been made, and it's all leading up to the mid-season tournament, guys, and it's going to be a great experience. Gonna have a couple of weeks of break after today. Be prepared for this. My goodness, I'm so excited to be able to do battles again. So excited for the new crew battle format that we're adopting going into mid-season, and I think this is going to be so much more competitive than the last season's mid-season tournament was. I think any team that shows up on that weekend will be able to win, and that makes it very exciting. But I mean, you know, we still have matches today, and we do still have some incredible matches. Every match today has implications on the mid-season tournament. People are going to be moving up and down the ranks today. With every single game win, even making a difference. So let's go ahead and take a look. That is the wrong graphic. NA production.
Wow.
That is the leaderboard leading
Wow.
into the peak. As you can see, Black Bunny Gaming has played, and so that second place now is not exactly where they're at. They are. We're going to the next match coming up soon. See if they can retain that spot. Meanwhile, also, Fox Clan is ahead of Claude 9 right now. They are in. And I believe there's a couple of changes down below as well. I think Mossy in 11th right now after the.
Oh, don't rub it in.
Trust me, I don't want to talk about it. Fox Clan's above me right now. I don't need this.
Fair.
But we still have a few matches left to play today, and let's take a look at the schedule. As you can see, the matches that we did play yesterday, Tails and BS played yesterday. Fox Clan, Velocity, and so did Persian 1 and Black Bunny Gaming. So now everything left side is what we've got. And funny enough, this is the exact lineup and the schedule order that we have. We have X3 Tactics versus Dignipaws, we have OwOptic versus Paws, and we have Protogen Rebellion versus Claude 9 to end out the day today. And as I said, each of these matches, huge implications for where a lot of teams will be able to show up in mid-season. Only the top 4 leaderboard get a bye, and that is still being fought for today. As well as those middle sections where you might get a second match again. Gonna have to see how these fare today and who's going to be able to pull out the win. And Arrow, let's just match here, as it has some of the not as huge implications, but it does have X3 Tactics and Dignipaws. If X3 Tactics win today, they clinch the first seed, which I mean for them because they'll have the bye anyway. But if Dignipaws wins today, Black Bunny gains first, and X3 second, I think Dignipaws will bump up to like 6th.
It'll depend on how that Dignipaws match goes, but I believe Dignipaws has the ability to get up into 6th place here, which would be very, very good for them.
Yeah, I have to agree there. And yeah, I do see the chat. My mic keeps cutting out. I did just move to a different room in the last day, so my mic is being a little bit finicky. So apologies on that, guys, and I work with me while I'm kind of dealing with that. I'm just gonna go ahead and try to turn the gain up a little bit so you guys can hear me better, and I hopefully can not get cut out as much, but we will see how that happens. Just let me know in the chat with any feedback that you guys have. Very much appreciated. But we are gonna continue talking about this, and I think if I check what time it is, I think it's to get these guys in a lobby, so I'll go ahead and do that. But we've got some very interesting teams coming up for this first match, Airlax. Let's talk about them, starting with Dignipaws. And I'll let you talk about Dignipaws.
Dignipaws, alright. Of course. Just really, really solid team overall, honestly. And especially with the addition of Pictus a couple weeks back, they have been an absolutely stellar team. And have kind of been going on a tear a little bit. And it really just feels like this is a very solid team that honestly, at least in my opinion, might even have first place potential depending on how they're playing. But yeah, we got the team of Strawberry, Firestreak, and Pictus. Just very, very solid team all around. Pictus, as we all see, is always just on the ball constantly, just creating plays, and then Fire just being able to hold down that defensive line, doing very well keeping up that defense, and of course Strawberry being second in the league for demos per game, just causing chaos all around the field.
Yeah, I mean, they've been doing so well lately, and last week they played against Fox Clan, and in what we all thought was going to be a very close match, it turned into a kind of a destruction of the team. Now, I believe Fox Clan did have a sub that week. But at the same time, Pictus, Fire, and Strawberry were all on just a different level playing in that match, and they looked very, very strong. Gonna have to see if they can do that again today. But they're going to have a tough opponent to play against, as well as X3 Tactics is going to be coming to the board with a basically new roster. We saw them play last week, and they have potential. We've got Shy, we've got Trico, and we've got Frosty joining us as the new official member of X3 Tactics this week. And they had a really good showing last week, so I think very much deserved there. I can't wait to see what they can pull forward this time, but I think against Dignipaws, this is going to be a bit of a tough matchup. But we've seen it. We've seen how good Shy is on offense. It just seems like with Trico and with Frosty, they've been allowed to adopt more of a attacking role than they were on the previous iteration of the squad. What do you think, Arrow?
Yeah, I think so as well. Like, just that massive shift that they had, because it was, if I recall correctly, it was a team of GC3, GC1, and Diamond 3, I believe. So to go from that with a massive rank span to the closest rank span that you can get is definitely a shift.
Oh yeah, Rue
But
was C1.
Rue was C1. Okay, my bad. But yeah, just getting that shift is definitely something that is difficult to adapt to, especially for Shy. But I'm sure that they just going forward will be able to just find that consistency, find that chemistry again. And I mean, as we saw, I believe last week, they took that game, so they still definitely have plenty of potential.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think that both of these teams look really strong. I would give more of the benefit, in my opinion, to Dignipaws coming into this because they've had more time to play together and get their bearings. They've been working a lot on their rotations and trying to figure out exactly what playstyle is going to work best for them. I don't think that X3 Tactics has had as long as Dignipaws has to kind of, go into the lab and figure out exactly what's going to work. So I do think Dignipaws might have a little bit of an advantage in that. But that being said, one thing that I have noticed about Dignipaws is sometimes their defense is a little bit lacking. Not comparable to the old Season 0 Dignipaws, where defense was their main focus of gameplay. And that could give X3 Tactics quite a good advantage going into this if they can start off really fast playing in this one.
Yeah, maybe, but there's no real way to know whether that'll happen or not unless we just see the games.
Yeah, of course. We're going to have to give everybody our prediction. Still waiting a couple of these guys to be in the party. And I'm getting everything set up, but just about to start. Aerolax, could you go ahead and check what our prediction is?
Oh, where did we put those? Okay, let's see. Hold on. Oh yeah, I'm looking at the wrong. Okay, so I'm just going off of order of ones that I see. So first up, we have Daki predicting Dignipaws in 4 over X3. And then Fade, you actually predicted X3 in 5 over Dignipaws, and I also predicted Dignipaws in 4. So, yeah. Very interesting.
Yeah. I believe... I know what I do think that the attacking style of Shy, along with these new, more or less unknown talents in X3 Tactics, I think that that's going to hinder Dignipaws a little bit. They're not going to know what to expect coming out from these guys. And the element of surprise might be what X3 Tactics needs to, take the first couple of wins here, and if they could just keep on the momentum, I think it would work out pretty well for them. That's where I think that's where my opinion is on that one. But of course, both teams are going to be great, and I will be happy with either team winning here. But I think just about ready to get started. So I'm going to let these guys know we're starting up the lobby, and we will get going.
Woo.
Gotta
I
let them
can't
know
wait.
to have fun and good luck. And I can't because I disabled chat. I know what I'm doing. I played this game. Played this before.
You know, you're sure though.
I was already saying NA production in the chat. So, well, I will remind everybody with this match in particular. I believe everybody is NA, so we are playing on NA Central. So that's going to help out a lot of the West players. Everybody saying good luck, have chat. Are going to go ahead and get going into this one, guys. Ready to join the lobby, and then it is time. Without further ado, let's start the final day of this half of league play off right. X3 Tactics versus Paws to start us off today. It's going to be a great day of Rocket League, and get started right here as the kickoff is going to start right now, and we're going to see what these teams are made of. We've already talked about the stakes going into this match, Arrow, so I want to see both of these teams playing the best Rocket League that they can to start us off. And we're seeing Pictus already trying to do something here. Flip reset almost into the back of the net, and Shy will be there for the save. Frosty is going to put that to the midfield. But Pictus already up in that midfield. I expect to see a lot of that coming out from this player continuing on in this series.
Yeah, and that's definitely what Paws wants. Pictus just feeling as mechanical as ever, it looks like. But X3 Tactics really keeping up on that back end, really just keeping that defense up and not allowing any of those attempts to get through into the net. However, Paws keeping up quite a bit of pressure here. However, Trico gonna have a bit of a breakaway here. Gets it past Strawberry. Pictus a bit awkward. But Fire, as always, just that defensive back line, able to not only get that save, but also cause chaos as well, giving them a chance. Might get a shot here, it's going to be saved. Now Pictus trying to get a shot off here, but it's not going to be there. And already, Paws having a very good offensive attempt there. However, X3 Tactics looking like they might have one here as well. However, Strawberry over to Pictus is going to have a breakaway. Already seeing a little bit of back and forth, but so far at least one really good attempt from both sides, and we're just gonna have to see which defense crumbles first.
And you stole the words right from my mouth, Arrow. This entire weekend, it seems like the matches have been more or less about which team's defense does falter first, which team makes the one tiny mistake that's going to allow a goal early on to the game. And we're seeing another one of those matches right here. Now a mistake comes out from Fire, but unfortunately for X3 Tactics, Shy not anticipating it, not able to take the shot. Now Pictus trying to extend the pressure for Paws, not able to do too much with it. Tries to follow that one up, but doesn't expect the ball to come rushing back towards them. Now Frosty in the midfield, no challenge coming out from Paws yet. Wanting to get back and get boosted up. As is a good idea against this team. You want to make sure you have all the boost in the tank that you might need to be able to save any of those high-flying shots that we see Trico or Shy going for on occasion. Now Fire, able to get a good defensive touch in the midfield line. Pictus gets past two. Pass back to Shy is going to work out. And halfway through the game, still tied here, Arrow, but both of these teams are pushing.
However, Pictus gonna have a shot here. Oh, that was a really close double. And that would have been absolutely deadly if that was on target. However, now X3 getting a chance of their own. Pictus with a massive clear over to the side, but Shy just gonna cut him off immediately. It looks like X3 Tactics might be ramping up their speed slightly to just not allow Pictus to have any opportunities, and it is working wonders for them. As we see Shy trying to put that mid for Frosty, but Fire going to be there to put that over to the side. Coming up on just 100 seconds left in this first game. Still 0-0. And we're starting to look like this. Oh! That was nearly a fantastic shot, but just barely saved. But as I was saying, we're starting to get into the territory where one goal might be all that is scored in this game, but it might be all that either team needs to take this first game and give themselves a massive advantage going into this series.
I tried to say on the pre-show that the Dignipaws defense hasn't been looking at the par lately, and they've shut me right up with this game number one. They have been looking stellar on defense, always being in the right spot, always having just enough boost to get past any sort of demo and cutting off every sort of passing play that X3 Tactics has put on. It's making it very tough for either of these teams to be able to find something. I'm sensing that either a very good counterattack or very high mechanical play is going to be what either of these teams need to find that first goal. With 30 seconds about to drop on the clock here, still tied. Fire going to be putting this into the middle. Pictus puts it over to the side. Not a lot of boost to follow that up, but still gets it past another. Trico having to play that patient. Strawberry over to the corner again. Trico keeping a lot of boost in the tank to be able to put that ball forward. Now Pictus with a touch.
Oh.
Shy gets it above. No touch from Fire. It actually glances off the back of its car barely. Strawberry, a good 50. Who's there? It's going to be Frosty. And they're just going to play it safe over to the side. And we will go to OT in game one.
Jeez, already OT in game one. That's just showing how close that this series might be. Especially it being just 0-0. It seems that just the defense of both teams has been absolutely stellar. However, Shy getting an opportunity. That's going to be off. Frosty missing as well. Now Shy having to pass this one back to Trico, who puts it over to the side, past Fire. Now no one from Dignipaws up to challenge that. Very interesting play there, just opting to play it a lot slower. As that one's just going to roll in! What happened there? Looked like Pictus didn't have any boost and rotated a little bit too far out and just wasn't quite able to get the touch that he wanted, but Shy able to dunk that one in, and only a couple seconds into overtime, X3 Tactics is going to take it.
And it was just a boost problem, I think, on the side of Dignipaws. You can see there that Pictus was in the back waiting for boost, but it never spawned in time, and nobody challenging the ball just meant an easy move downfield for X3 Tactics, and they're going to be able to take game one with a kind of easy goal. I don't think Dignipaws are going to be too happy about that, but they played a really good game to start off, and I expect them to come back in game number two without feeling too much pressure.
Yeah, but like, man, this was just so very close from both teams. Like, it really felt like both teams had so many opportunities on net, but none of them were really threatening because the defense was just absolutely stellar from both teams. And I really want to see that continue going forward into this match, because honestly, it would be very interesting to see if possibly we have literally just one goal scored in every game. That would be just so insane to see. And from what I saw in this game, that actually has a possibility of happening.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be extremely interesting to see. And as we get to game two, guys, we're going to have to see what Dignipaws can do to come back from this one-game deficit now. Hopefully, that goal doesn't get into their heads too much and they can try to get a goal early this game. This is exactly what you're going to want for Dignipaws there. If you are a Dignipaws fan and or a Black Bunny Gaming fan, as we've said before, if X3 Tactics lose this, then they're knocked down to second place, and that might be what happens here. An excellent read from Pictus off of that corner ceiling, and that is not an easy read, Arrow.
Oh, absolutely, it is not. Just pretty much every single bounce that comes off of that corner of that ceiling, it pretty much just never goes where you want it to go. But Oh my, Frosty's gonna actually abandon that. And that's gonna allow Pictus to dive in and get that save. Oh no. I feel that if Frosty had actually stayed on that, they could have secured that goal, but Dignipaws going to stay alive in this game here. Keep their 1-goal lead. Now Pictus gonna try and turn this one around. Gets a 50 past Shy. And Trico gonna try and turn that around, but Fire just gonna slam that one up to Strawberry, who gets a touch. Pictus not gonna be fast enough up for that. Trico with a pinch. And no one from Dignipaws is back, and that one's just gonna roll in, and Trico answering back for X3 Tactics.
A little bit of a mistake here from Dignipaws. Nobody had any boost to go back, and just a little bit too far forward on the overcommit that it's going to allow X3 Tactics to come back. But I will say I love what I'm seeing from Dignipaws so far in this game number 2. That pass down from Strawberry is exactly what we've been seeing lately coming out from this team, just being very creative in the ways that they're putting on offensive pressure and trying to get Pictus the ball in as good of spots as possible. If we continue seeing this, then I think Dignipaws are going to put up a good fight. And this is going to be awkward in front of the X3 Tactics net. Good save coming out from Shy and Frosty. Strawberry with the attack. Fire, no touch, but it's going to fake out off the post and out for Pictus. And we remain tied with 3:25 remaining.
This is just absolute chaos on the X3 Tactics net, but they finally have a breakaway, and that might be all that they need, as that 50 nearly goes through, but Fire is going to be there to save that one away. Now another shot attempt. Shy trying to put that over. Trico and Frosty going for the same ball. Fire has to clear that one away. Tries to keep control, opts to put it up off the backboard. And that allows Pictus to try and go for a sidewall read, popping that one up for Strawberry, who's a little bit too close for that. But no one from X3 Tactics having the boost to challenge that. That allows Fire to start getting some pressure back on that X3 Tactics side, as Pictus can try and get this one over. Fire is going to be there, but Frosty is faster and is going to clear it all the way down to the other side, onto the Dignipaws side. And my goodness, this has been just so much chaos in front of the nets here. Just pretty much complete opposite of what we were seeing in game 1, where it really felt like a lot of plays were happening in the midfield.
It's been a defensive masterclass of a series from both of these teams. Both of them getting goal line saves and off the post and off the crossbar the entire time. It's been edge of your seat Rocket League, which you love to see. However, I will say I'm starting to notice a little bit more aggression from X3 Tactics, and at the same time, maybe a little bit of extra panic coming out from Dignipaws. A few more whiffs from a couple of the members than we're used to seeing. And honestly, that might be really good for X3 Tactics. If you're Dignipaws, something that you're really going to have to work on in this game is trying to make sure that not just Pictus is putting shots on net, but also the rest of your members too, as the defense is just so strong here that not one player is going to be able to score all your goals. It's going to be very specifically hard for Dignipaws right now. However, that's exactly what we want to see. Fire getting an excellent touch, and it's like they're listening to me on stream, Arrows. They're doing exactly what I'm telling them to.
They might be doing exactly that, as this, I believe, is a live game. So they can definitely try and use our words to their advantage, as Pictus going to try and carry this one over. Goes for a very low reset. Gets a bump on Trico. Frosty able to dive in and save that one, though. As we see on screen there, 1 minute remaining. As we see Fire trying to pass that one back. It's going to go to Strawberry, who puts it up mid. Pictus tries to get that one through, but isn't quite able to. Now Fire gonna go up, has the full boost, opts to put it high. Frosty's a bit awkward, Shy having to dive in to save that. Over to the corner. Now Pictus keeping that one in, keeping this pressure on X3 Tactics, which has been going on for so very long. And you gotta think that eventually they're gonna run out of boost or something that will allow that defense to crack and allow Dignipaws to take the lead, but instead X3 Tactics starting to get some offense pressure of their own, as Fire tries for the sidewall, nearly gets it. But Strawberry going to try and put that one down. Now Trico with the shot. Pictus going to be diving for that immediately. As we count down the final 10 seconds, still 1-1, but it's dangerous in front of the X3 Tactics net. As we hit 0, Strawberry going to keep this up. Pictus Getting a good touch. Strawberry once again keeping that up. The challenge is there, but instead hits the ground, and we have overtime in game 2.
This has been as back and forth as you would like in this game 2 and this series in general. However, that could be a terrible mistake. Luckily, picked this in the right spot there. But as you were saying, it seemed like at the end of that game in regulation, Dignipaws was going a bit with the old X3 tactic strategy of pulling a siege. And it was really working out for them. I thought a goal would come sooner or later. And one thing they're really doing so well is playing it so slow in these corners and this back wall of X3 tactics, making them waste all of their boost and making sure that they're all really having to hesitate and wait for these shots to come out onto net. Now, pass to Pictus. It's going to be blocked out by Frosty, but fire is in the air. Trico with the save, and we still remain tied in this overtime. A minute in, but we're seeing a lot more pressure from Dignipaws coming out.
Indeed we are. And that's exactly what you want to see from this team, as especially with Pictus, just very mechanical, able to create plays at a moment's notice. And if Dignipaws is able to keep up that pressure, something's going to give, but Shy with a fantastic save off the corner, keeping X3 Tactics alive just for that little bit longer. Now Shy going to try and pass this mid. Frosty's going to be there, but doesn't have the boost to get a shot off. That's going to force Trico to try and get this one around to the corner. Fire over to Strawberry, who pops that up into the other corner of X3 Tactics' side. And the quick challenge, it's going to allow Pictus to go up. Doesn't have much boost to make a play here. Opts to hit it off the ceiling. And Trico saving that one over to the corner. The double pinch attempt. Trico getting a reset and over 1. Now the pass mid as we hit 2 minutes into overtime. It's
Dangerous.
Looking just as even as ever, as Trico getting an awkward jump there, but no one from Dignipaws is going to be there. That's kind of something that I'm noticing on this Dignipaws side, is they're creating a lot of pressure, but when it counts most, they're letting off of that pressure. They just need to keep it up as much as possible, and eventually that X3 Tactics defense is going to crumble.
You can see here, low boost on the side of all Dignipaws. Pictus not able to pick up that boost either. It might allow for some X3 tactic shenanigans here, as they just seem to be stealing the boost from Pictus over and over again. Now that's an excellent clear from Firestreak, though. Gonna allow his teammates to get back, get the boost they need. They might not even need Pictus, as Trico has to get up for that save. Excellent drop by Strawberry. Now Pictus going to play this off the back wall. Almost 3 minutes into overtime now, and it just keeps going back and forth. Another shot on net. That's a miss from Fire. Strawberry has to get the save, and it's just like shooting on a brick wall. Which one of these defenses is going to crumble first? Trico getting dunked by Strawberry. We're starting to see a bit of an X3 tactic siege now. Pass out to the side. Going to allow Shy to take control here. 64 boost. What can they do with it? Pops it over Strawberry.
Oh, what a bump.
Pictus played that a little too rushed forward. Fire, a little bit nervous on the side there. Pictus, a huge pinch. But Strawberry can't get up to it in time. Pictus, once again, over to the side. They're looking for one whiff, one miscalculation, anything that these teams can use to pounce on to find this goal-scoring opportunity. Now pass down to Trico. It's going to be an open net. Shy with the shot. It's going to be off the crossbar and out. And we remain tied almost 4 minutes into OT. We're still not done yet.
My goodness, this is just absolute chaos, as we see Fire actually just taking a bit of a breather after that. That just, my goodness, that was so very close. But Pictus now with a shot. Shy getting that save. And already 4 minutes into overtime. I'm starting to wonder, is this actually the longest overtime we have had in RFDL this season? Because, my goodness, this is so very close.
That's a good pinch from Fire. Now Shy trying to play it around to Frosty. Strawberry trying to play the touch, but it's a whiff from both parties. Trico now with possession. It's going to be a pass out front. That was kind of risky for Dignipaws, but Pictus has full boost, and he's going to pick up this ball. Now Frosty, quick dunk, and they seem to still be doing really well by cutting off Pictus in a lot of these attempts. Now Trico going to have this up. Pictus playing a little bit more in the back, but a rotation can't come through. And X3 Tactics finally take game number 2 in 4 minutes and 55 seconds.
And that is just a dagger in the heart of Dignipaws, fighting for very nearly 2 games of Rocket League just to be put in a situation where you now need to reverse sweep. That has got to be difficult for them, and they just have to keep up their mental as much as possible to even have a chance in this series now.
Yeah, it's all going to be on the mental here, and it was a really good game from all of these guys. Really, it has been, but it just seems like X3 just got the upper hand in that OT, and they will be able to take game 2. But now a reverse sweep going to have to happen for Dignipaws. But if there's any team that could do it right now, I'm betting this team would be able to. They've been playing so well this entire series. They just need a little bit more offensive pressure. We talked about it a few times, Arrow, how in the game they had opportunities, especially in OT, but just no one was up far enough to go for the shot. If they can fix those tiny little positional mistakes on the offensive third, then they should be able to take at least a game or 2 off of this X3 Tactics squad.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm still just like reeling from how close that game was. Like, we've already had 2 overtimes, and that one, again, as I said, might be the longest one that we've had this entire season. I might be wrong though. Like, do you know if I'm right with that, or?
You might be. You might be. I think they tried to start the game preemptively.
Oh.
They were not. We were not ready, and the countdown started. So, I think that is the longest OT that we've had in season 1. That is for sure.
Yeah, that's absolutely wild. Just an extra 5 minutes of gameplay when it's just nothing but constantly just on the ball, no breaks between anything. That is just... I'm expecting to see pretty much every single player on the field tired after that match.
Yeah, but I can tell you that they are all ready to play as well. Get the next games going, and everybody is ready to go in this next game. So let's get into game number 3. See if Dignipaws has what it takes to reverse sweep X3 Tactics, who has been looking so stellar in this match. Of course, both these teams have. As I said, just looking for a little bit more offensive pressure from Dignipaws. They've been doing so well with it, especially at the end of regulation in game 2. But I feel like nervousness might have just got the better of them at the end of that OT. They're gonna have to really deal with that mental. Going into this game 3 now on match point, triple match point, as we've said. X3 Tactics, 1 win away from clinching the first seed for the mid-season tournament. You know they're playing with a chip on their shoulder. This isn't even the original X3 Tactics squad that was on the tear just a couple of weeks ago, but since this team has been founded only 2 weeks ago, all they've had is success. And we're seeing more of that here as Shy gets the first shot, and X3 Tactics up by 1.
Just, my goodness. As we heard from the predictions, both me and Daki were expecting that Dignipaws would take this in 4, but my goodness, X3 Tactics just putting on the pressure on Dignipaws. But we definitely can't count them out yet, as both of those matches, both those games have been just 1-goal games that both went to overtime. So I feel that both of those games could really go either way. Now it's just really a game of mental. Can Dignipaws put those 2 game losses behind them and just keep up the pressure? Because I really feel that both of these teams are pretty much even. We're gonna have to see if Dignipaws can keep that up. as being down by 1 in Game 3 is definitely a little bit terrifying. And we're starting to see a little bit more jumpiness from Dignipaws. That might spell disaster for them, as Strawberry just flipping in the perfect place to keep that one out, and Dignipaws staying alive in this game.
And honestly, I'm starting to see more of the old Dignipaws Season 0 form coming out. A little bit more panicky on the offense, but their defense just an absolute, I mean, you know, brick wall. That's all you can really call it. Like, no matter what you do, you're not getting in the back of the net. However, X3 Tactics is doing a really good job on the defensive line too. That touch coming out from Trico in the corner, much needed to allow some pressure relief coming for the X3 Tactics as a counterattack was in the wings. Now another one coming out from Trico, as that ball was about to bounce into a very nice position for Dignipaws off the backboard. But it seems like Pictus having to do a little bit more right now, and it just seems like Dignipaws playing a little bit more nervous. Knowing that you are on triple match point is a tough thing to deal with. Any mistake kind of rings in your head when it gets to that point, and so it's very, very typical to see a team start playing a little bit more hesitative on the offensive line, and that is going to be another shot from Shy, and honestly, I don't even know how this went in.
Well, we saw the fake there, and then just a slight pop over. Pretty much every member of Dignipaws so close to that ball, but it was just barely out of reach every single time. And this is the first time that either team has been up by 2 this entire series. Pictus trying to cut that down as Strawberry goes for the shot. But with 100 seconds left on the timer, Dignipaws is starting to get into a dangerous situation here where they now need to score not once but twice in order to stay alive in this series, or else they will lose to X3 Tactics in a sweep, which is definitely something that they don't want to be doing. But on X3 Tactics' side, Fire trying to pop the one down to Pictus, who gets the shot, and that's going to be top left, and Pictus, with a minute 16 remaining, is able to answer for Dignipaws, and they once again have a chance in this game.
And that's exactly what Dignipaws needed. They are a very momentum-forward team. If they needed something, that's exactly when they needed Pictus to put that shot in. Now we'll have to see if Dignipaws can keep up the momentum off of that goal. As we see Strawberry immediately going for another shot. Pictus on the goal line, but Trico is going to get their Fire. Now trying to get that off of his own backboard, but we're already seeing, as soon as that first goal happened, another goal in the wings for Pictus. What an incredible play to tie it up.
That is absolutely amazing. Pictus seeing that he has time, so playing it a little bit slow, goes for the reset over 2. That is absolutely fantastically played, and pretty much exact placement that they had in that first goal as well. That is just so very fantastic from Pictus to keep Dignipaws in this game. And that gives them a lot of momentum, even though they're down by 2 games. They're going to have to just try and keep that up as much as possible as Frosty tries to dive in here. Strawberry going to clear this one way downfield. Now X3 Tactics trying to start a little bit of offense here, but Pictus once again up in the air. This is dangerous for X3 Tactics, going for the double, and Trico going to get the save. That is absolutely fantastic on the side of X3 Tactics. As we count down the last couple seconds here, I'm starting to wonder, Fade, are we going to have triple overtime in this series?
And we might have it, and that is a scary place for Dignipaws, but you can see after those 2 goals, you can see the confidence already oozing from Dignipaws. They're ready to get this reverse sweep underway, and we're going to see if they can do it right now in OT. Going off of this kickoff. Going to go over to Fire. Can't get a touch on the ball, but it's going to be left alone by the Dignipaws defense as Pictus can't get that mid boost. Fast push up, Frosty. A little bit of a panic touch. It's past 1. Trico gets it past Strawberry, though, and Fire going to have to play this one smart, knowing any mistake could be the end of Dignipaws' run in this series, the end of this half of league play. Pictus Now with an excellent 50, double commit coming out from X3 Tactics, but Frosty gets lefted by Shy. Cleared out to the midfield once again. About 39 seconds into OT. We're not seeing any advantage for a team so far.
No, we are not, but knowing these two teams... Oh no, 2 misses on the side of Dignipaws, but Pictus going to be able to dive in and save that one away. Oh man. Oh, the dunk. This is very dangerous for X3 Tactics. Frosty getting a good touch, but Strawberry's going to be there. Misses the shot. Pictus going to be there. Trico saving that one over to the side. But Dignipaws, as you were saying, Fade, having a lot of, oh my goodness, fire. Pulling out the mechs here. Hold on. That was actually insane to see. I thought for a second that was Pictus. Hold up. Fire, what are they feeding you?
Whatever they're feeding them, I hope it can get them a goal too, because that was so close coming out for them. And I definitely want to see this go to a game 4 at least. Please, this has been one of the most exciting matches I have seen in a while here. Strawberry, not able to get this touch though. It's going to be just Fire. Shy can't get there. No, it's going to be Frosty. No. And for X3 Tactics, they're going to love that one. Excellent gameplay from them, as they're going to be able to take this in a sweep. It was so close from Dignipaws, but unfortunately, they were not able to come through on the overtimes. And X3 Tactics will be your #1 seed going into the mid-season tournament.
And that is just absolutely massive for X3 Tactics, because that was, my goodness, that was so well fought from both sides. Every single game going to overtime. That is insane to say. Because, oh man, you'd think if I said the words like every game went to overtime that it would be so much closer, but doing that in a sweep is kind of insane to really think about.
My goodness, yeah, no, I mean, you cannot be mad with either of those teams. That was one of the most incredible matches I think we've seen, even as a sweep in the league so far. Week 11 has been gifting us such incredible matches, and I am here for it. And yes, I know that I'm sad that we didn't get a game 4 or a game 5, but at the same time, X3 Tactics played that so well. They just had the ice in overtime, and that's really where it made the difference. But my goodness, if Dignipaws did not put up one of the best fights that I think I've seen in the last couple of weeks, both these teams looking incredibly scary going into the mid-season tournament here in a couple of weeks. And I just can't wait to see what comes next. But guys, that is only the first match of 3 we have left for you guys this half of league play. We're going to go to a break, and when we come back, it's going to be our next match, and we've got OwOptic versus Dignipaws. So stick with us, guys, and we'll be back after the break. Welcome on back to RFDL Week 11, Day 2. I'm Ecliptic Fades, and I'm joined this time by Fire Streak and Fire. We gotta talk about it. That was one of the most incredible defensive series I have ever seen. But 3 OTs and X3 Tactics are gonna take that series.
Yeah, I mean, it's clear that Rico and Shy have really, really solid chem. And not gonna lie, Rico stole, just personally, my back boost right before I was about to get it, probably about 8 to 10 times during that series. So that's just like, that's evil type behavior right there. That was insane. But GG's to them. They played really well.
Yeah, that was an incredible series from both teams. Defensive masterclass by both of you guys. But that is going to separate X3 Tactics and Black Bunny Gaming. We finally know who's going to be first team. And that is going to be X3 Tactics with a +6 game differential over Black Bunny Gaming at the end of this half of league play. Absolute incredible performance from them coming in today, especially with basically a new roster. They've been going up. Now we're going to have to see how mid-season is going to treat them here in a couple of weeks. But we've still got some more games to play, and we've still got some more spots that need to be decided today. Our next match of the day, Fire, is going to be OwOptic Gaming versus Dignipaws. And Dignipaws has a chance to get into fourth place here if they can win this series today.
Yeah, you know, Dignipaws, really, really solid squad. I think they're going to put on a good show, as they usually do. They're a really strong team, and I'm always looking forward to seeing them play. But OwOptic, I think we're going to be seeing some changes to their roster, if I'm remembering right. So we'll need to see who they bring in as that third to support T-Park and Docky. But I'm looking forward to seeing how they play with a little bit of a roster switch up.
Yeah, and so today is a bit of an extra roster switch up for OwOptic Game, as we will at going into this as well. But we're going to talk about Dignipaws. They have their full roster here. They are going to be ready for this. And of course, we've got Sylvie, Infernal, and Nova Fox. Infernal, now a mainstay on the Dignipaws roster. Infernal has been a player that I have seen through the first couple of these seasons of RFDL. I've been waiting to see him on a team full time. He is an incredible player. He's going to make a really good teammate for Sylvie and Nova Fox here. Sorry. And I'm just excited to see what he can pull off.
I mean, Infernal is a player that I've been hoping gets on a full-time roster for both last season and this season, because he's just really solid all-round player. Like, kind of a jack-of-all-trades type of player. Really solid rotations, and that allows him to do some really good things. So I'm personally very much hoping to see him really settle into this roster and do some good things, but I mean, that is definitely the squad that I am looking after right now, or the player that I'm looking after on this Dignipaws roster, because I've always loved how Infernal plays in the league, and I mean, now that he's on a full-time roster, I think that's just going to make him that much more scary.
Yeah, I have to agree, and I can't wait to see what they have against this OwOptic Gaming squad. However, I will have to say, OwOptic Gaming playing with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder right now, not just because of the management change that has happened, but also because of the circumstance of this week. So, as we talked about yesterday before the first match, we've had some management changes in OwOptic. Docky is now just a player, and T-Park is the manager. However, T-Park could not be here at the game today, which means that OwOptic was put in a weird situation where they do not have a third signed but they needed to sub in T Park or sub out for T Park. So what we've done is we've allowed them to bring in 2 free agents just for this match. Possibly one of them to become a full signed player, but you're gonna love it, guys. OwOptic Gaming coming out here with one of the fan favorites of a sub. We're gonna be having Bunky as the new player, and you can see him on the screen. We got Rex coming in playing for Docky today.
I mean, coming in for T Park, I think you mean, but I mean Rex
he's
showing up.
Docky.
Yeah, helping out Docky, but you know what? Anytime we get to see Rex playing, he should be a GC1 on the player card. A little bit of NA production by me. My apologies, everyone. But yeah, Rex, very solid player. I am SSL, fair. Rex, we saw him a lot last season. He's going to be really disruptive, and he's definitely going to be opening up a lot of opportunities for Bunky and Docky to be able to make some good plays. I don't think I've ever seen Bunky play, though, so I'm interested to see how they end up on the or how they end up rotating around the other 2 players. But we'll need to see how this roster meshes, because they haven't had a lot of forewarning for this, and it's basically an entirely fresh roster. So we'll need to see how it works out for them. I'm interested to see.
Yeah, and I mean, you gotta give Dignipaws the advantage here, if you're completely honest. As much as I love like Blaze and Rex and all that, how great of a player he is, you are bringing in 2 people that you haven't usually played with. You're also bringing in an EU player, so Docky, being on West, is now going to have to play on East servers today, which is not going to benefit him. And then you also got to think of the chemistry that Sylvie and Infernal and Nova Fox are going to be able to bring forward in this match. And as I said, last week they looked really good. I expect them to do the exact same. So I think when it comes to predictions, I gotta predict Dignipaws. I don't know if I did that, though. If I take a look back at my prediction. Let me see, did I? I did. I did say Dignipaws. Actually, I said it in a sweep. I'm sorry, Docky. But I could see it happening, but I want to see it get at least a game 4.
I mean, yeah, I think I had to choose Dignipaws in this one as well, just because, I mean, OwOptic coming in with a brand new roster, plus Dignipaws with Infernal last week looked terrifying. So it's less of a thing of doubting OwOptic, and more of a thing of Dignipaws is just playing that well. But you know what? OwOptic getting an upset here, I'm totally up for that, so we'll just need to wait and see.
Help, I'm broken. Apparently I'm broken. Oh, wait. No, they can't see my movement, but they can see my face. I don't know what's going on. I'll fix that in post. It's fine. Anyway, guys, not much else to say except to allow everybody to get going. If I do say to myself, I hope you all are ready for the second match of today, because we're going to get started here in just a second. Stop using the party chat. Oh, Sylvie's already saying wait 1 second. It's wait.
I mean,
No.
Sylvie always being the light-hearted troll that he is. He's I was on a call with him last night, and he's always having a fun time in the game, maybe goofing around a bit. You never know, but I'm sure everyone will be ready soon here, Fade.
Yeah, it's there's a bathroom break going. They need a quick second.
Who's
To go to the bathroom. Okay.
Who's the RLCS pro back in the day who ended up needing to use the restroom right before a match on LAN? Who was
Wait,
that?
no, that was first.
That was First Killer.
Oh, look, it's one of our casters that you guys totally knew was coming. Everybody, Ricky. Anyway, everyone is back. I think we're all ready and good to go. So it's time for our second match of the day, guys. It's gonna be OwOptic versus Dignipaws. See if Dignipaws can try and make a bid for that top 4 spot. Let's get started. Have fun, guys.
And we certainly will fade as we head into this match. I'm kind of expecting to see OwOptic come out and maybe play a bit more aggressively than what we're used to seeing them play in these first few moments. Maybe try to catch Dignipaws on their back foot. Bunky going for a psycho early on, but is unable to connect with it, and that's going to allow Nova to put one home very early on in this match.
Indeed. I will say, can I just mention that I see my favorite car on the field right now? My favorite ball car on the field right now. I know they're down by 1, but you just gotta hope. You gotta know, get that warm up, that scarab. Ooh, it's gonna click once it does. Sylvie to the backboard, looking for a pass. Nova can't get the connect. Now Daki trying to 50, does get it. It's off the ceiling. Here comes Bungie to the backboard, looking to pass it down. Goes to the wall instead. Beautiful play by Sylvie to keep that from happening. And now, Breeding getting a 50. Infernal looking for a shot as it goes up to the corner, bounces off. Daki with a touch to keep it in play. Here comes Wolf. Back to it. Sylvie. Aerial play, looking to get to it. Challenged by Bungie as it goes off the post, not in. Infernal getting a save. Almost an own goal from Nova. But Bungie's able to keep it out, and here it goes. The most open net you will see today.
I mean, yeah, Sylvie, that's a very easy hit for him. Bunky maybe just getting a bit too excited seeing the near own goal, wanting to put that one home. Natural thing to want to follow that up and put it in, but just a little bit too far away to be able to make the play, but ended up getting just close enough to allow for an open net opportunity for Dignipaws. So well played to Sylvie to put that on net. Now we're seeing Sylvie trying to drop it middle for a teammate, but no one's home to be able to put that one away, as we see Infernal getting a good challenge. Rex is trying to pass that forward to Daki, but not enough power to allow Daki to get an effective shot on net. Rex getting a challenge, Daki needing to clear that one away. Nova's going to try to get control off of sidewall, unable to do so though, and Sylvie's going to need to follow that up. Now we see Infernal with time and space getting it over 1. Rex unable to get the touch on that. Sylvie trying for a shot, unable to put that on though, as Sylvie gets back and is able to try to make a sidewall read. Bunky able to put that away though. Infernal taking it off of his own back wall, is getting cross midfield, maybe just trying to get it over Rex on that one. And I mean, we see Nova following it up with a open net opportunity. Just maybe a little bit awkward on the rotations there for OwOptic, and that new team awkwardness potentially showing itself a little bit on that play.
Indeed, as we get to another kickoff here, 3-0. Got 2 minutes and 50 on the clock. Excuse me, OwOptic needs to find some more goals here to at least get it back to tied. They can. As it gets down to it, Sylvie really wants to put this one in, but it's not going to connect to his car. A little bit further of a jump than he would want. It's Infernal. Looks to shoot this around. Sylvie gets a nice block off to the backboard, though. Daki's going to find that nice read. It's not the touch that Sylvie would want, but it is a touch that he got. It's just nobody was there at net to get that play to keep it out of the net. Daki just took advantage.
Yeah, and Sylvie just not really wanting that to waterfall down right there. That's just a really unfortunate touch, and that's going to leave the Dignipaws side a bit awkward there. But, I mean, if there's going to be anyone that's going to immediately change the tide, it's going to be Infernal, trying to get an early shot on net. Unable to do so, though, as we see Rex going for the aerial. A bit low on boost for it, though, and unable to get anything other than a 50. Now, we're seeing Bunky and Daki double commit on one. Daki going for the double, unable to connect on it. Rex unable to get the follow-up shot. Now, we're seeing Bunky needing to make a save. Unable to clear it out with the save, though, only managing to keep it out of their net. Now, Bunky bumping Rex in their own net, maybe getting a little bit awkward on the rotations there. But they get away with that as it heads into the Dignipaws half. Daki trying to take a shot on net. Infernal's going to collect it. A bump is going to leave the open net, but no one able to get a fast enough shot to put that on net. Now, we're seeing Rex trying to get a hit forward, ends up popping it high though, as we see him trying to pass it to Bunky, and the ball ricochets back into the Dignipaws half. And I mean, for the past minute or so, it's been very back and forth, no one really establishing any sort of pressure that's holding, but Infernal's going to take advantage of a midfield pass to put that in the net.
A very good pass indeed from our boy Silvery, getting that to the back net and just opening up for Infernal to find it. It's very good in the play that is. That is another goal to keep at least the buffer high enough for OwOptic to have to try a little harder. They do have 1 minute. Anything can happen in that time. Sylvie looking to put one more up, trying to get it past. Goes for a flip reset. No flip, as the game would call it. Now, Rex on the car, try to pop it up. Infernal able to get the save over to the corner. Daki pops it up. Sylvie and Nova were both on that play at the same time, and now it opens up for dangerous plays. Low boost on the whole team. Buggy gets a touch over to the wall over Daki. Daki still has nothing. Rex with a touch, but can't get the ones he wanted. Pop by Daki. One more. Bunky decided to go for it. Didn't think Daki would have it. Now over to the corner. Sylvie looking for an extra touch. Does get it, but Bunky's there to make an incredible save to keep it out of that net. Demo from Rex as it goes down to the net. Daki looking to save it before it goes down, and we move into game 2.
I mean, yeah, fairly convincing performance by Dignipaws right there. They seem to be very well in control of that game. I mean, as you called him, Silvery, seem to be really playing their game very well. So, I mean, anytime you see Sylvie that comfortable, it's going to be scary for these other teams to try to face off against, especially if you have what's essentially a brand new roster. So, I mean, we're still well played OwOptic. They're kind of in a tough spot here, but they honestly, being able to put one goal in the net is something they can carry into the next game and maybe try to get a little bit of momentum off of going forward in this series.
Indeed. It does appear that we're having a server reset as well. One of the players on there had some lag issues in the middle of it. We're going to give them time to get that new server set up as we look through a bunch of these plays that are on screen at the moment. Beautiful plays by Bunky to get that over. Sylvie just getting that unfortunate touch. And then that was confusing. All right, and as we are into the lobby, we await these players to get ready to go. Fire, I'll have you continue this. I gotta get some water real quick. I'll be back.
All right, I can take this over as we head into the next game. OwOptic versus Dignipaws, Game 2. Dignipaws up by 1. We see Rex switching to the Fennec. Honestly, maybe the Scarab was not feeling like the car of the day for him, so probably a wise choice for him to switch into the Fennec if he wasn't feeling that the Scarab vibes today. But we see Bunky immediately trying to take possession, putting pressure on Dignipaws. Unable to capitalize on it. Sylvie taking it off a sidewall as Nova is going to follow that up. Daki trying to put a shot on net. Infernal's back for that though, and Infernal's going to get a good flick over the top to try to establish some pressure. Bunky able to catch the ball, taking it up into the air, going for a flip reset, unable to get it though, as Infernal is able to get the challenge there quick enough. Nova trying to catch it off a sidewall, not the touch he wanted though, and that's just going to end up as a pass towards Infernal, which is going to allow Infernal to air dribble it over to the other side of the field. Daki going for a save there. Sylvie just going to end up air dribbling it all the way across the field laterally. Maybe not getting the first touch that he wanted. Now we're seeing Bunky get a little bit awkward, but is going to end up opting to get the boost, which allows him to get a demo on Sylvie. Daki taking to the air, getting it over Nova, trying to get a 50 on Infernal, but that's not quite the 50 he would have wanted, as it allows Sylvie to get a 1v1 against Bunky, and Sylvie is going to capitalize on the air dribble flip reset to put that one home.
Look, I'm just saying, Sylvie's got some masterclass like skills here. These mags from him are insane. But as we get into this one, OwOptic still needing that one more goal to tie it. Back in that position that they were in last game. It's looking like doing a lot better this time instead of letting it get too far. Daki gets one touch to the middle, no one there. Bungie gets a shot. It seemed like a bit of a fake in the midfield, but I'm not really too sure where the defense of, oh, never mind. Rex decided to go for a demo streak.
I mean, we knew he would do that a lot on Rule No last season, and it's good to see him doing his antics again. We see him going for another demo right there, and Rex seems to have gone full gremlin mode, trying to get all the demos and all the bumps on the opposing team, which is good to see. We love to see it, and I mean, it kind of looks like it's working as space opens up and Bunky is able to put a second one in the net.
It seems he wasn't really too happy with the Scarab. I don't know what it is. People can't just be the ball. I think it made him a little upset. I think this team just decided to upset OwOptic, causing Rex to pull out some power out of nowhere and just awaken the beast. Another 50 out here. Daki's gonna want it. Gets it around Nova. Nova's just not ready for that play. Happened too fast because Rex out here pushing two players out of the net.
I mean, Rex is causing carnage on the Dignipaws defensive line, and I don't think they really expected this, which is interesting because based off of what we saw from Rex last season, this is exactly how I expected him to play in this series. So hopefully Dignipaws is able to adapt and make this a game, but as of now, OwOptic firing on all cylinders. Now we're seeing Sylvie try to go the full length of field, but Bunky is able to shut that down. Daki with the follow-up shot, but Nova is able to get the save. Sylvie getting a redirect touch forward. Infernal's going to try to keep the pressure, but it's going to be a bit off to the side for the pressure. Infernal trying to pass this over to Nova. Nova opting to allow Infernal to stay onto it, and Sylvie is going to need to collect that because the touch was a bit hard by Infernal to sidewall. Now we're seeing Infernal try to go to the skies with it, but Bunky is going to ward off that attack, forcing Infernal to take it to the side, and things seem to have settled down. There's 3 quick goals by OwOptic, but no more quick goals, and both teams seem to be settling back into this match.
Indeed. I'm sitting here half watching Rex's POV as he goes to another demo. We'll switch back direct again, let the game take over as Bungy gets a 50 in front of his own net. Daki taking another demo, deciding to get that Rex return avenge demo. As we see Infernal go for a wide open net. Daki's just not there with the boost. It just seems a lot of these demo plays can have you affected in the wrong ways if you're not ready for them.
Yeah, demos are definitely a high risk, high reward type strat. We've seen it with Black Bunny a bit, and now we're seeing it with OwOptic. They can either really give you an easy opportunity for a goal, or they can leave you a bit out of position. And it's just weighing the pros and cons when you do go for those demos. And if there's anybody who can do it better than anyone else, it's Rex. So we'll need to see how effective he's able to be. Needing to get a save there as Bunky and Daki got a bit awkward on that one. Daki trying for the full field shot opportunity, but unable to get enough power on it. Infernal clears that to the side. Now Sylvie taking off his own back wall, unable to get it too far past midfield in the air, opting to need to put that back to the ground to try to establish pressure. Dignipaws is going to need one soon as this game ticks down, but instead Docky tries to put one on. It's just off, though, as Rex tries to get that mid, unable to do so, though. Now, Bunky going for a shot, unable to get it past the defense as we head into the last 10 seconds of this game. Dignipaws pinching it, going for the full field double, unable to get it though. And that was a great opportunity that Dignipaws will want back. Infernal just not quite having enough boost to put that on. As we see Docky clear that to the side. The ball's still alive though. Bunky trying to get that over Sylvie and is able to do so. Sylvie just not having the boost to keep that in the air. And that's going to tie up the series 1-1. It's now best of 3.
Dignipaws really awakening that OwOptic, like the defense, offense, everything on the field. Even though they gave up 2 goals, OwOptic was able to come back and really score those 3 to keep this game from going into the hands of Dignipaws. So that allowed them at least one advantage in a way that allowed them to, you know, not have a triple match point situation.
And you know, as Docky has said many times, we want more game 5s, we want more game 4s, we don't want these 3-game sweeps. Sorry, we couldn't do that last time, guys, we tried. But yeah, we want to see these competitive matchups, and this is proving to be a very competitive matchup. So we'll need to see if OwOptic can carry a bit of that momentum, maybe really start gelling with each other as we head into this final game, or this game 3 in the series. And I mean, personally, I'm hoping they're able to push this game into a game 5, Cookie.
Oh yeah, and as we get into this game 3, all the players are ready to go. We have everyone loaded up and ready as that timer starts. 5 minutes on the clock. Here we go. Infernal and Bungy on the kickoff. Nova Fox really wants to push. This one doesn't get the right flip, but Sylvie is able to come in quick and clean up any unnecessary mess. As Docky almost gets the bump. Rex just not getting the good clear that he wants off of that.
Yeah, not quite what he was looking for there, and that's going to allow Dignipaws to go up by 1 early, which seems to be a common theme in this series. It's the 3rd game straight that Dignipaws has had a lead within the first couple minutes in the series, so we'll need to see if they're able to hold it this time. Unlike last time, as we see Rex going for another demo play, which is going to force Sylvie to take the high play right there, which is a bit interesting, as Inferno clears out most of the defense with his demos of his own, and I am starting to see this turn into a demolition derby as Bunky gets another demo, and there's just tons of demos ringing out right now. Nova trying to establish some pressure, but unable to do so, as Bunky is going to be able to get that to the midfield. Sylvie getting it around the defense. Sylvie able to put that over the defense. Great shot by Sylvie. Nothing too flashy there, just doing exactly what he needs to do to put that in the net.
It's good on Infernal there for backflipping to keep away from that play. It absolutely prevented any double commits from making that play go awry. Sylvie just really wanted it and figured that no one was there, might as well take the shot. Infernal did a very good job at avoiding that. As we see Sylvie putting this to the back, getting one more touch out to the middle. No one quite yet was able to get to that. As Infernal looks for a pass out to the middle. Sylvie's ready to go, but Docky's going to prevent it as he's going to knock it out. Sylvie with the back touch to Infernal. Infernal goes up. Sylvie on the back wall looking for some strange plays. It's not going to work out. Rex gets a final touch. Here comes Nova Fox to put it in off the hood of an OwOptic player.
Yeah, that's just a really unfortunate play right there. It's starting to look more like game 1, where Dignipaws seems to be in full control of this series. So we'll need to see if they're able to continue that momentum going forward in this game, as another demo rings out. And I mean, seems like Rex going for a bunch of demos seems to have just woken up Dignipaws, and they're getting lots of effective demos of their own to give themselves some really dangerous opportunities. Now, we see Bunky trying to get a touch on that, unable to do so though, but Nova is going to need to play that back nonetheless, which is going to leave the ball on the Dignipaws half momentarily. We see Infernal getting it around the defense there. Docky trying to control that out of their own half, but unable to do so as Sylvie is going to follow that up and try to bully his way to the middle of the field. But that's going to get cleared out. Now, we see Rex passing it to Docky. Docky misflips though and is unable to put the shot on net, and things are settling down nicely as both teams are kind of settling into a back and forth midfield battle in this game.
Indeed. Sylvie's, I gotta say, look, I'll mention it again and again. Having mechanical players really spices up the way games play because they are brutal because they know how to get to the ball that quick. And as I say it, here we go. Into the net, a flip reset just out of nowhere. Just casual flip reset, easy money, up 4. That is what it is.
I mean, I don't even think he needed to get the reset there. That net was just open. Bunky kind of left in corner with no boost as the AFK kickoff strat. Not sure if it is going too effectively. Maybe a little nod to GK Esports in the open there. That's a interesting strat there, but OwOptic is going to take advantage and get a little bit of pressure early on, but they're unable to capitalize on it. And now the ball's on their own half. Bunky needing to get a great save there. And honestly, I'm seeing Bunky play, and they're playing really well, especially for this being their first RFDL match. Maybe a little bit of nerves there, but handling them very well, as we see Docky get a very good 50 there, which is going to allow Bunky to clean that up. But as I was saying, Bunky showing off some really good mechs and really playing impressively, in my opinion.
As much as I can agree, I don't think this is going the way OwOptic really wants to right now. They are cooking in some form. They're trying to build that steam. But is it a little bit too late in terms of trying to find that pressure built in that tank to push forward? And, it's looking like they might have to put a little more pressure than normal with that minute on the clock as we get our 60-second time, or 60-second timer. Yup, that's correct. Math doing great. Good job, Cat. As Bungy leaves that for Docky off the corner, gets one more touch, bounces high. Unable to get it from OwOptic. Sylvie up in the air again, gets a flip reset attempt. Can't get anything from a flip. So it wasn't there, decided to go for a crown play instead. Almost worked. Now, Nova kicking it out on the field, hoping to get something. Infernal trying to challenge Rex. Not working out the way. Good play from Bungy. Nice bump from Rex. And Docky is going to find that good play. Rex just not being nice to Dignipaws at all in terms of their defense.
I mean, you see him basically bullying Sylvie right there, and then trying to get a bump on Nova, but Nova jumps out of the way, leaving himself awkward, and then getting a demo on the third man. That's just brutal to try to go up against, and if they're able to get more plays like that, I think it's going to bode very well for OwOptic, but a bit awkward in net on the OwOptic side. Rex maybe just getting a little bit awkward with that rotation. That's going to allow Infernal to put that one home. But yeah, Rex maybe getting a bit too far front post, a bit far out from the goal to be able to get a save there. An AFK kickoff strat again from Dignipaws, and very interesting strats coming out from them with the kickoffs. We like to see it, but I mean, Bungy being able to put one more in for the road, and I mean, the OwOptic offense right here looking fairly good as we're going to be heading into this game 4. OwOptic down by 1 in the series, so I mean, they're building some good momentum towards the end of this game, and we'll need to see if they're able to carry that into game 4 as we just wait for the ball to drop on this one. This is basically just stat padding time. These teams trying to improve their goal differential. And yeah, Daki's just going to ground that. So, I mean, well played to Dignipaws, getting a really substantial early lead early on in that game. But OwOptic showing some fight towards the end there.
Yeah, indeed. I feel like the fact that Dignipaws almost got a final one at the buzzer, it could really ruin the fact that, you know, even though OwOptic got a final goal there, that could, you know, make it a little more rocky in terms of trying to keep this game from, you know, being a 3-0 situation. Or, excuse me, a 2-3-1 situation. My apologies. It is one of those things where you got to keep yourself mentally prepared for anything that can happen. And if you get that goal and then suddenly the team almost gets a buzzer beater when they're up by 3, just makes it a lot harder to, you know, keep it from killing that steam that you just built up for the next game.
That's totally fair. I do think something I'm kind of looking at a bit this match is trying to see with Bunky and Rex, because this is basically their Season 1 debut for both of them. A lot of the managers will be watching this matchup, seeing, you know, whether or not maybe some teams that are wanting to grab subs later on, or maybe make some roster changes here as we hit the midpoint in the season. I mean, they're both putting on a pretty good show for those managers, and I'm seeing maybe one of these players might get picked up in the near future. But that doesn't matter now. In Game 4, both of these teams are going to want to put on a good show here. So, Infernal is going to clear that into the OwOptic half, trying to get another touch that's going to bounce middle. Rex needing to get a 50. Unable to get one effective as Sylvie puts that one home.
Yeah, once I saw a lot of the bumps on that corner, I had a feeling something was going to happen. Sylvie I hadn't seen in that play, and as soon as I saw him on the camera, I knew it was over. I knew that was going to go in. Sylvie never misses those, right? I think that would stay the point where it's at. They're up by 1 again. Seems the same as a lot of games that we've had so far for Dignipaws today. Bungie now having to play recovery mode as that goes back to his net, looking to keep it away. It's one touch towards Daki, gets a bump on Sylvie to keep them from pressuring it. Very good. It is Nova. Gets a 50. Sylvie on the back wall. Doesn't get the touch he wants. As it's lingering now in the midfield. Daki ready for any plays. Gets bumped, but now it's an open net situation. Bungie's back in time. He's able to get there. Beautiful demo from Daki to keep Sylvie off of that ball. You want to get the mechanical player out the way as fast as you can. And now, up to the backboard. Here comes Sylvie once again, getting one touch. Can't get the second one. No flip to follow. As a lot of bumping from Rex in the backfield. Bungie's not going to get a chance on that either. Sylvie looking to put this to the net if they can. Can't get the follow-up touch. Now down the field. Nova waiting in the back, ready for any plays. Goes up. Gets the 50 towards Bungie. Now Bungie over to the corner. Gets challenged by Sylvie, but Sylvie doesn't make a good enough touch. Because now Nova. He's going to leave that for Sylvie. Rex up in the air. Over to Bungie. Bungie can't get any plays on it. Sylvie with the play. Tries to get a flick. Doesn't get it. Mistouch, misplay. Rex really wanted that bump. A nice little touch out to the mid. Accidentally blocks his own teammate's shot as Sylvie 50'd it off of Nova.
Yeah, and we're seeing just kind of a lot of back and forth play. Kind of playing a bit of ping pong here. No one really establishing sustained pressure on the other team. So we'll need to see, as soon as I say that, Rex just puts it home, which is great to see. Repping that GC goal explosion, showing exactly how recently he was up at that level, which is always good to see. Rex getting a great shot on net right there, and doing exactly what he needs to do, tying up this game again. And this game proving to be a close one so far. as we head into the last half of the game. Docky trying to clear it off of his own back wall, unable to get an effective clear, which is going to force Bunky to get a save. Sylvie trying to get the corner wall read, is able to get it, not in a way that's too effective though, as Bunky clears that to the side. Rex trying to clear that out, but Nova unable to get the angle on the open net opportunity. That's, out of all the open nets we've seen, that's one of the tougher ones, so a good attempt by Nova there to try to put that on. Now, we're seeing Inferno pass it over to Sylvie. Sylvie unable to get the touch he wants, or maybe he did want it, as he goes for the double sidewall read there, which would have been very impressive, to say the least. Sylvie taking it off a corner wall, unable to get the touch he wants, and Nova's going to try to put this mid, is able to do so, and I finally get to say the OwOptic Owongle gets scored. Very, very unfortunate for Docky, just in the wrong place at the wrong time, leading to Dignipaws being up by 1.
Indeed, it was just unfortunate positioning from Docky, getting it scored off their own car. Nova using whatever they can to find that net, get at least one buffer goal in between so they're not tied anymore. Sylvie looking to make one more play, goes for a quick play, and the mechanical player really showing that he still has it. He's not going to let it go that easy. Gets one more flip, nice into it. Nothing Rex could really do in that except for try his best to try to get there. It's not going to work out for him.
Yeah, with that low amount of boost, there's not much he can really do to get enough momentum to keep that ball out of the net, even if he got in the way of it. Sylvie has so much momentum there. He's probably going to get bullied back into his own net if he does get one or a touch on that ball. So unfortunate for Rex there, but Dignipaws is now up by 2 with only a minute left. OwOptic needs to find an answer now. Bunky opting to go off of ceiling, cuts the low play, and Bunky showing off mechanical brilliance there, showing Sylvie that Sylvie isn't the only one who can get a nice ceiling shot there. Great demo too. Great play by OwOptic to keep themselves in this game.
Like, I gotta say, Rex, when you make him angry, he get angry. Like, you saw that Sylvie got that really nice, like, double tap, a score from Bunky out of nowhere. I can't even finish my comment for the last goal. Like, it was just weird. You could see that Rex on that last goal was able to get a demo on, like, off of Nova, putting Sylvie in a bad situation, and, you know, got the demo on Sylvie on the first kickoff on that last one. And just opening it up, and Bunky able to find a really good play. So Inferno is going to take this to the corner, gets a 50, or Nova gets a 50 off of Rex. It's not the way that they wanted to go. Here comes Sylvie again in the air, looking for a flip reset play.
Oh, no.
Doesn't get it. A beautiful double play save from Rex and Bunky to keep that out of the net. That was a beautiful mechanical play from Sylvie, just stopped by 2 great players. It's just not what you want. You're a mechanical player like Sylvie. And now, Sylvie looking to make part 2. Can't get the touch. Inferno goes for the shot. Oh, another goal from Docky. And as you would state, an own goal.
The OwOptic Owongle strikes again at the hands of Docky, and that's just unfortunate. He tries to get the ball over, just over that crossbar there, but he's unable to do so. Now Rex is going to need to get a good shot here. He's unable to do so. A pinch clear, and now all the pressure is on OwOptic. They need one fast. 0 seconds on the clock. They're keeping it alive. They're going to try to pop this high. They're able to do so. Sylvie trying to down this one, trying to get that forward. Docky is going to be able to pop that high on sidewall, though. He's not going to be able to get another touch as they keep it alive. Nova trying to get this middle, and Infernal is going to seal off the series with another goal for Dignipaws. And I mean, you have to wonder, if you exclude the own goals in this one, it's a 3-3 game right now. And that's just to say, OwOptic hung in there so well that game, and they played so well considering their situation. But Dignipaws just proving to be too strong on that one. Unfortunate for OwOptic. And, I mean, ultimately, just unfortunate play for or an unfortunate matchup for them. So well played to both teams, but that one falling in favor of Dignipaws.
Well, I know you're happy because you get to talk about the Owongo for the next week or so. Anyways,
mean-
beautiful game.
I mean, midseason isn't for another couple of weeks, so I get another couple of weeks for that, and I am very happy about that. So,
Good games from these two players here. Fantastic defense from both the teams as well. They did very good. It's just in the favor of Dignipaws. They did a lot better this time than they have last. I saw a lot more mechanical plays from Sylvie, a lot more, open space for him in terms of that. If you really want to, if you see a mechanical player in that, they love space. So if you give them space, they'll take whatever they can get. Really just put it on your backboard or in your net or really do anything with the ball. So half the time it's like, yeah, it's a little rude to go for those plays and, block away from the mechanical players and keep them from getting to that ball. But it does work out great.
it really does work out well, but Bunky showing some great mechanics. We saw some surprise appearance from Docky.
You've got a cat on your face.
Covered.
You've got a cat on your face.
A cat's on my face. This is terrifying. But on that note, enough of that match. We still got one more to go through today, and that is going to be the matchup between Protogen Rebellion and Cloud9. This is going to be an interesting one. Protogen Rebellion having the chance to get up into the 8th seed, and Cloud9 trying to claw their way into the top 4, fighting for a bye in the midseason tournament. Implications on this matchup are huge, and we'll need to see how it plays out right after this break. See you guys on the other side of it.
you feel good? Don't you wanna feel good, good, good? Sometimes I wish that we could go back before you got hurt, hurt, hurt. When before I was scared, now I'm feeling prepared. Don't you wanna feel good? Don't you wanna feel good, good, good?
When you say you were leaving, I thought that you meant it. I played the victim, you start as indifferent. Hindsight comes standard with rose-colored lenses. Hate to admit it, you're better off. Now you're too afraid to look, too scared to miss it. We're night and day, solar eclipses. Too afraid to look, too scared to miss it. We're night and day, solar eclipses. Solar eclipses. Solar eclipses. Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start again. Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start it.
Maybe feelings change, I can remember all the reasons why we've been separate ways. Feeling all alone in your company, keeping you captive in busy chains.
We're night and day, solar eclipses. Too afraid to look, too scared to miss it. We're night and day, solar eclipses. Solar eclipses. Solar eclipses. Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start again.
Hello, everyone, and for this final match of the day, our pre-match show is going to have Docky as well as Rex on it. Hello, welcome on in, Rex.
Yo, what up? First RFDL season 1 win. Here we go.
Let's go. But I mean, well played in the last game, Rex. I know it didn't go your guys' way for you and Docky. However, you guys really did play well, sincerely. So, well played to you guys. You guys got put in a tough position. But enough of the last game. It's time to move on to the next one, which is going to be Protogen Rebellion and Claude 9 going against each other, which should be a very good matchup, and it is going to have big implications for a mid-season tournament. We have Claude 9, who, if they win this, they will move up into the top 4 and get a guaranteed bye. However, if they end up losing it and Protogen Rebellion wins, Protogen is going to move up to the 8th seed and pass Dignipaws. So both teams playing for a lot here, and we'll just need to see who ends up taking this one.
Do we have any predictions on that?
We do, but we'll say those later. But for now, I think we should be good. We should be good to start talking about the different teams here. So, I mean, naturally, Claude 9 is going to be the first team we talk about, which is going to be Voltac, Factual, and Fade. They got their full roster for this one. They're going to be trying to fire on all cylinders. You have Voltac kind of doing a little bit of everything. Fade's being that disruptive force that he has been all season, and then Factual being that defensive stalwart for them, which very well-rounded team in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, they've done pretty well in the past. If you say they're about to move into top 4, gonna be a big game for them today, and We'll see if our favorite mouse can make something happen.
Yeah. I mean, they are on what's called an uptick, I guess. They started out, I think, a little bit weaker than they wanted to, but seemingly they've had a resurgence here. So fingers crossed for them that that continues as they continue to get, better as a unit. But yeah, I've been happy to see them playing better. And yeah, the boys seem to be, having a lot of fun. So I'm hopeful for them.
They're definitely a kind of a more scrappy team, kind of just making those really tight bang bang plays that help them win games, and they seem to just get a lot of those for themselves. But as good as Claude 9 is, there is another team we got to talk about, and that's going to be Protogen Rebellion. Who, I mean, guys, I might be a little bit biased, but we got Turtles, Static, and Heavenly. I mean, Static, that's my teammate from Season 0, goated player, and I mean, I got both of my old teammates playing against each other, so I don't even know who I'm supposed to be biased for here. But, yeah, I mean, definitely a more defensive-leaning team. You also got Rystal as the manager, backing up her players very well, and yeah, other than that, not much else I have to say about this team. They're just really solid all around.
So if you're having both of your previous teammates on both teams, then is that the matchup you're looking at, or is there something else going on between those teams you're looking out for?
I mean, personally, I think it's the teams are balanced enough on both sides that there isn't really like a super clear, oh, well, this person's going to be matching up against this one, this person will match up against this one, because everyone, the entire lobby is going to be within 2 ranks of each other. And if you go by, considering that Factual got up to a GC1 for the first time towards the end of last season, you're basically playing with a full lobby of all GC1s and GC2s. So it's a very even matchup, and I'm excited to see what it brings to the table. I guess I'll defer that question to Docky then. What sort of matchup are you going to be looking at in this one?
Let me think. I'm looking for, Fade against his own net. I'm just kidding.
Fade will post. Let's go.
I'm kidding. I mean, the easy answer, right, is to say the higher ranked matchups was the higher ranked matchup. But it's just interesting because you have a more balanced team, like we were talking about, in Cloud9 versus kind of a top heavy team in Protogen. But this is a Protogen Rebellion team it's been kind of playing better recently. I say that like it's a surprise, but they kind of have unlocked, I think, a little bit over the last couple weeks. So for me personally, it's going to be that Turtles, maybe versus Voltac, or Turtles versus Factual in terms of, trying to break through some of their defensive plays that we see from C9 or from Cloud9. So yeah, if I had to pick a specific matchup, it'd probably be Voltac Factual.
Voltac and Factual, interesting. I like that matchup though. So, I mean, it's there are lots of different potential matchups that could end up playing out in this series, and I think that's part of what's going to, make it as interesting as it is going to be. But in terms of predictions, because we all gotta keep up to date on those. We currently have Aerolax choosing Claude9 in 5. We have Fade choosing... it's all a bit mixed up right now, so
Fade
excuse me needing to... No, Fade can't choose, that's right. But then both you and me choosing Proto in this one, Docky. So it's definitely going to be a close matchup, and I think it'll turn out to be pretty entertaining. But do you guys have any more speculations? Because I do not.
Well, I can give a prediction if you want.
Yeah.
Go for it, Rex. What's your prediction, Rex?
I mean, I have to side with my guy, Ecliptic Fates. I think he's gonna hit the right net as opposed to Darky, who has now surpassed him in own goals in this season. And I hope that they can do what we couldn't last game and take this to Champions Field. So, Cloud9 and 5.
Okay. I like that prediction. So it's all even across the desk on who we think is going to win. But that is enough of the speculation. We got to let the players play. We have Protogen Rebellion against Cloud9. Rex, Cookie, Nova, take it away for the trio cast.
All right, the triple hype cast for the last game of the days. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm hyped to get started.
Absolutely, indeed. You know, in my opinion, I feel like we might have a mouse own goal this game. I have a feeling. There's like a slight itchy feeling as a caster that it might happen. Might have to give Daki some breaks on this if it happens. But Aesthetic gets it off the head of Turtles. Fades. Now over to Static. Static getting it down to Fades. As Fades is going to clear this to the Protogen Rebellion's net. And really wants that net. It's just not going to happen. Good save by the Protogen Rebellion defense. Fades trying to go again. Voltac over to the corner. Fades. I believe this for Factual, who gets beat by Turtles. Goes for a double. Beautiful save. Just way to get there in time, honestly.
Had me on the edge of my seat. Ugh. Definitely, and that's gonna ring off the post. Static's there to follow it up, though. My fellow purple boy there to put it in the back of the net.
Yeah, we didn't see a lot of action the first minute, but now Protogen Rebellion finally able to take it away. First goal in 67 seconds. Let's see if Cloud9 can claw their way back into this, as Heavenly tries to make it a 2-goal lead at them on the field. We didn't see quite enough of them in the last match for Fate's liking, so maybe they can give a little more in this one. As Cloud9 now on the offense here, Fates with low boost, trying to go for the ball. Now Heavenly is gonna touch it. Floating up high and Factual against the backboard. Voltec up already. Gets almost a pancake, and the Clipping Face with the follow-up is gonna equalize it. Already back to even, and a great play from Cloud9.
Just relentless pressure on the backline, huh?
Oh, yeah. And as we get a tied game here with 3 minutes and 28 seconds left on the clock, Turtles is getting a nice 50 out towards the back half of Cloud9. Heavenly looking to put this in the middle. Gets a double tap off of the Cloud9 player. Goes to the mid. Static really wants it, but is going to lax against it, knowing that there's not really much of a play there. 50's out. Static gets another play. Heavenly not going for a bump in this situation, but works out to keep it in the field. Have a Cloud9. Voltac missing a touch. Factual Data trying to chase it down. Heavenly back pass to Static. Gets 50 by Factual. 50 by Fades. Voltac with an aerial. Fades a nice demo in the backfield to try to open it up, but it's not going to work out. Demo from Static now to the backboard. And another 50. It seems it's locking down mostly whenever I'm here. We'll go ahead and switch it off. Nova, what do you think about all this match so far?
I mean, given what I saw on the stats, I'm starting to wonder when the demos are going to start raining out. They've already started just a little bit, but I think I saw Static and Phase were sitting pretty high on them, so I'm just waiting for it to start getting wild back here and just a bunch of demos starting to fly out. Static off the backboard, looked for a pass. I think that was Heavenly. Was looking to find out there in the middle. Just couldn't make it connect. Heavenly now gets 50 by Fades. Gonna stay on the sidewall and the Protogen half. Turtles gets a clear out. He gets a 50 on Fades to put it into the blue corner. Static now looking for a flick. Heavenly's there. Doesn't get the contact I think he wanted. It's gonna lead to an easy clear out for Fades.
Still tied.
Yeah, we see the ball a little bit in the midfield right now. No team really able to get consistent pressure here as we are nearing the last 60 seconds of game number 1. And slowly getting into that golden goal territory. Cloud9 now with a chance 60 boost in the tank. Factual trying for a ground pinch. Turtles is there for the defense, so Ecliptic Fate's gonna take over 60 seconds now. Definitely starting to go into golden goal territory, especially with how little goals we've seen in this first game. And let's see if one of those teams can rack up Protogen, trying to build some pressure here. This one's gonna fall for Static, who tries to control it. A little bit of a hard touch, but it's gonna go to Heavenly. Keeping that pressure on, this is good for Protogen here, trying to run down a boost of Cloud9. And Voltec now maybe with the clear. Heavenly again, keeping the ball in the offense here. Protogen, 30 seconds left on the clock. Can they convert? A demo for them as well. Good 50 for Turtles. Maybe the follow-up here. Low boost, shoots it high, top bins. And Turtles with possibly the golden goal. 20 seconds left on the clock, and Protogen pull up again.
Indeed. There's 23 seconds. Anything can happen. Got 23 seconds to make a play. Could either be a kickoff goal, and then you have 10 seconds. You can use the whole 23 seconds, get it as far as you can, as we're doing here, and see if you can get it right on the buzzer to keep it for OT. That works best out a lot for some of these players. And as we get it down to the corner, Protogen Rebellion's going to take their time with it. And Fades is going to try the rush play. Gets a touch a little bit further than what they want to, not to the corner. And Static is just going to set that to the ground. Good try from Cloud9 to try to get at least a play in there to tie it up for OT, but it's just not going to work out for him.
It's a close one. But
Definitely a close first game. I think the first minute or two was a little bit of getting used to each other, and then both of the teams kind of locked in. Protogen in the end just able to convert on the continuous pressure they had, and I mean that's been kind of a trend in this game. As soon as they got to keep that pressure on, they also able to score, and the Ecliptic Fates, really nice saves, and also good play off the ceiling at the end. They're definitely a lot improved player, and I think they definitely still have a chance right here. I hope they will be able to take the next game here. What did you think about it, Nova?
I mean, I don't know about you, but I want to go to game 5. I want the entertainment, right? And I think with how close that one felt, I feel like this is a series probably going to go to 5, especially with just the back and forth in the midfield and a lot of the midfield possession really seeming to matter to determine who was going to score next.
Indeed, and we're going to get ready for the Game 2 match here. So get all the players ready to go. As we get started, a fresh 5 minutes on the clock. Another kickoff here, Heavenly and Factual on the kickoff this time around. Static. This is the touch. It's going to open it up for Cloud9 to chase it down. Pass out mid. A beautiful passing play. Voltac just getting it out to mid for Fates to come up and clean it into the net. A little bit of a messy defense from Protogen Rebellion. Hopefully they can come back on that one.
I think the kickoff there just kind of got them all sorts of messed up. They just couldn't seem to recover back from it. Last game it took like, what, a minute and like 20 seconds? A minute and like 7 seconds to score, and this one only takes like 7 seconds, so might see a slightly different game 2, or we'll see if Protogen Rebellion can respond quickly.
Cloud9 for now though, holding the pressure tight here. Already back in Protogen Rebellion's half. I just say that Protogen able to clear the ball away though. Let's see if Voltec can make something happen here. A bit awkward. Static with a great shot. Slots it right in, threading the needle between the post and the defender right there. No ping for us this time as Static with a quick equalizer here.
She seemed like a classic unfortunate mistouch from a lot of the players. When you get that one touch, it could be hit or miss in terms of actually getting it to where you want it to go. So Voltec not getting the touch that they want definitely screwed up the defense of Cloud9, but it is what it is. Everything happens the way that it does. And Voltac looking to try to redeem himself. A beautiful pass over, gets one more touch, fades up with that as well. Probably not expecting Voltac to be up and ready. Static with the back touch, get it to the wall. Wants one more, can't get to it. Voltac's gonna keep it away from the net. Now a pass out to Fades. Tries to keep it forward, wants it 50, but can't get it. Fell down to the ground too quick. Now Static up to the back wall, bumping away Voltac from that play as Factual has to clear it out. Factual taking their time, getting 50'd by Heavenly Fuse, and Voltac now having to run back. It makes a slow play to keep it away. Heavenly was expecting a bang off of that one, but didn't get the one that they want. A little bit of a mess play. Turtles doing everything they can to mess up this offense of Cloud9. It worked very well. And it seems we are back into a point where they are stuck in this defense fight. So we go back and forth.
Feeling like most of this game is just being played in the midfield with occasional clearances back and forth. But as of now, Cloud9 has had a lot of the possession here this go-around. Still got a lot of pressure on there, looking for a demo, but can't find it. It's a good save or a good clearance there, I think, from Turtles. And now Voltac just has to take this back and just regroup. Fusion Heavenly's there. Little flick, but couldn't find anybody. Now this might go into the net, but Turtles is there for the save. And it's back to pressure on the Cloud9 for Cloud9, but a quick counter almost goes in. And now it's Protogen Rebellion on the front foot.
Yeah, back and forth here once again. I saw a few demos come out as well. Ball in the midfield. Factual trying to take control of it here. Doesn't get the corner boost his teammate. Trying to clear the ball away. Cloud9 back into offense in Protogen Rebellion's half. A bit of an awkward read for Heavenly, who gets demoed for his troubles.
Ooh,
Another
nice.
demo.
Oh
That's
my
great for Cloud9. Amazing offense with the physical play, and it works out great for them.
I was waiting for the demos to come out.
Play.
I was waiting for the demos to come out, and they came out, and they came out strong.
That was such a dirty play. I gotta say, that was probably one of the dirtiest plays. Good read from Fades to notice that. Getting a demo off of Heavenly, somehow recovering as quick as they did and getting to another one. Opening up that net. And now Cloud9's up by 1 with 2 minutes on the clock. Protogen Rebellion looking for a goal as they push hard into this offense play. Turtles over 1. Heavenly get it to the backboard. Static is gonna go for it, but is getting beat by Voltac. Now Turtles had to collect this, getting bumped, and a beautiful shot from Fade. It's going to be saved by Turtles. Now cleared away. Static is going to take this down the field. Gets 50'd in favor of Fades, as Heavenly has to run back. Gets a pop away, not the one that they want, but is able to 50 it out. Voltac to the backboard, looking for one more. That's Fades to the backboard, excuse me. As Static guys take it down, needing to 50, not having enough boost in the tank. Turtles clearing it down. Heavenly wanting a redirect, but gets beat to that play. Good try. Now a shot from Static, cleared by Voltac. Turtles really wanting this play to go in. They need one goal. It's 1 minute left on that clock.
Oh, no.
To the backboard, just too high for Cloud9. Again to the backboard. Fades goes for a shot. Blocked! Again, Heavenly Fusion there to save it. They're trying to keep this as they can. With that 45 seconds left on the clock, it could be anybody's game.
I thought for a second they were going to see another goal for Cloud9, but somehow the ball just does not fall in the net. 30 seconds and down 1. You're just looking for anything at this point. As a shot here and a good save from Static to keep it out. Oh, a big miss there. I think that was Factual there. Almost caught, I don't know who it was, Protogen Rebellion, but almost got the last man off. Now Heavenly up, a little shot, not the best shot. That's just gonna bounce backwards, and Cloud9 have possession in the other team's half. But with the clock ticking down, Turtles gets out. Again, met at the midfield by Fades. Voltac is hitting its center as the clock will wind down, and the ball will hit the ground. And I think we got a good series on our hands.
Cloud9 with game number 2. Pretty decisive win, I would say. And showing that this series is far from over. Absolutely as close as we've seen in game 1. And Cloud9 this time able to pull ahead.
Indeed, a lot of these players, they're doing the best that they can in the way that they are. They're pulling out some very good games. As we see in these replays here, Voltec, again, that miss, it's just unfortunate. It's not what you want, but it's the best you can get, deciding to just fades with the demos and stuff. God, it's so powerful. A beautiful save there as well. And it goes to say, if you have good defense and you have good offense, you can come back on top, but it depends on who takes that loss first. So if you always have that one goal, now you're on the back foot. You have to really try to climb your way back into it. And for Cloud9, they managed to get that one goal ahead of Protogen Rebellion, putting Protogen Rebellion in a place of, hey, now we need a goal, but we can't find one.
I mean, it feels like both teams here are playing pretty well, and they're playing pretty equally on equal terms, but just the demos there, that game came out huge for that second goal, and that was just too much for Protogen Rebellion.
All right. Good game 2. Let's head into game number 3. One of these teams gonna have 2 chances at the match point here in 5 minutes time, and this kickoff looks like it's favoring Cloud9, but there's no one to take control of it. A good bump though. Dignipaws attempts the follow-up. Protogen Rebellion's defense holding up for now, is heavily unable to get the ball out of defense here. Voltec tries to follow up 50 to the side. Factual data possibly there for the short, passes it to Voltec, who slots it in. Defender gets a touch on it, but it's not enough. Cloud9 once again with a quick goal, pulling ahead in game number 3.
Heavenly definitely had that play read like a book. Just a little too late. The very good power from Voltec and a good follow-up to get a second touch in. As just to keep it in anyways. It was definitely going in the way that Heavenly was so late. And here it goes, another double tap. Just fantastically putting it off that corner of the post. Just managing to read it right in. Beautiful play, Voltec here. 2 double plays.
I mean, who doesn't like seeing the mechanics get flashed? Up 2, not even 30 seconds into the match, but Protogen Rebellion, they have a good kickoff, and they have some control here in Cloud9's half. Voltec's gonna get a good easy clear, but only as far as Heavenly. Static's up there, but Factual cuts it off. A little fake there, maybe. No, but it's cleared away by Turtles. Read that brilliantly. Now, a little mistouch. Turtles with a shot, but not good enough to get past Voltec. And now Cloud9 is just throwing every single car at the ball here to try and prevent it from prevent Protogen from scoring here. And it works for now, but now it looks like Protogen Rebellion have possession. And they're on the front foot.
Voltec with a good read on that waterfall. Could have been dangerous otherwise, but this one dangerous for Protogen Rebellion instead. Able to clear the ball away though. Back to some midfield play. In this game number 3, we're only just about 1.5 minutes into this game, and we've seen a lot of action already. Heavenly now tries to take control of the ball, unable to get the touch, plays it to the side instead, and Protogen with a cheap shot on net. No save for Cloud9 though, and that cuts the lead straight in half. Well done by Protogen Rebellion, calling out that defense right there.
Absolutely. Fades just doesn't seem ready for a missile of a ball to the back of the net. Static just finding so much space and absolutely knocking that one down the field, managing to find it. Turtles is going to let that roll over to the corner. He's going to find a way to put this to the back. They can. Now they're in full control. Pass over to Static. A shot from Static. Fades is ready this time. He says, not today. I've learned my lesson after that. And Heavenly pops it high. Voltec looking for a second play, gets one more touch, but not in the area that he wanted to. It looks like he was setting up for a passing play as he was too far to reach. Just couldn't get that touch. Now, this play almost goes awry. Factual having to do some defense work here. Turtles trying to mess up the play to get it into the net. Voltec up in the air with only 20 boosts. There's not much you can do now up the backboard of Protogen Rebellion. Factual taking this to the wall. Fades, attacking this hard, looks for a second touch, gets a dim on set, opens it up, but Turtles and Heavenly were both on that play. They were not going to let that happen. And now Turtles up for one more, gets a second touch around Fades and forcing Fades to put this at the wall. Voltec, the 50, trying to coaxer it in, but incorrect timing on it. You see it get past out of mid. Beautiful save as Static tried to put that shot on net.
was a good pass out to Static, but a better save to keep it up 2-1 now. Static with a great flick. No one's there for it, though. It's an easy little clearance there for FaZe. Now Static up, though, gets beat by Voltac. Now it's right back into Protogen Rebellion half. But this isn't the worst thing, though. They have boost and possession. A little flip aside out of Turtles. Hit away up into the box board. Static's up for the shot. Couldn't put it in. Heavenly trying to put it on. All three of them taking a shot and all three of them being denied. 1:30 to play. Down 1.
Yeah, and after Cloud9's defense getting prot there for a bit, this one's another chance for them, but this time Ecliptic Fate's unable to convert it. Cloud9 though, back to the pressure. Looks like they might be able to build up their offensive structure. Heavenly with a great 50 in defense, and this looks good for Protogen. Can someone follow up? It's a shot and it's high. Off the backboard, Protogen missing the chance right there. Probably not enough boost in the tank. Renewing his 60 seconds once again. Golden goal territory for Cloud9. They might be able to steal it away here. Voltec in offense, 56 boost, gets a good pop. One more to beat. Heavenly doesn't even need to be beaten. He's a little bit awkward in defense, the backflip as well. And it's just gonna be Voltec's pop flying right in. Possibly sealing away game number 3 and giving Cloud9 a double match point here, barring any miracles in the last 56 seconds.
It's definitely unfortunate when you get put in that situation. You're the last man on defense, and it just so happens that whenever you get to it, whether or not your controller hits that button twice, when you meant to press it once or anything, that backflip is deadly on defensive plays, especially in last man situations. And FaZe trying to put this in. Not going to happen with Turtles there, as Static kicks it down the field to the corner. A little bit of a rush play on FaZe. It's not going to work. He manages to get around inside the net and around. Good job on FaZe for dodging that. Now Heavenly having to clear this away. Clears it to FaZe instead. Now to the corner. It's going to bounce high. Voltac looking to 50 this. FaZe out to the wall again. Out to the mid. No one there from Cloud9. There's not really any need to do any more damage. They're already up by 2, and it's very hard for people to do it. So the ball is going to get 50 up high. Maybe one more for the road as it gets to the backboard. Fades. Not going to let it happen as it clears to the corner and down.
I mean, very solid game from Cloud9 for game 3 here. We're gonna see some of the highlights of the game, and we've just seen them able to build up their pressure, going for the team plays, going for the passes, and just being in good positions to keep the ball there. Voltec with this great double top right bins. Amazing solo plays coming out from Cloud9 as well, and then again, their defense holding up great as well, and Protogen gonna have to show up really good in this next game if they want to give us a champs field. They definitely show that they can beat Cloud9, but it all comes down to this next game if they're gonna have a shot at winning the series.
It seems like goals are hard to come by. The only goals I've seen is like either mechanical brilliance or a team play with a demo when they're involved. Not a lot of demos coming out from the Protogen Rebellion side, so maybe that could be the difference maker, but right now, it just feels like Cloud9's just playing at a level that Protogen's kind of struggling to keep up with.
I do indeed agree with that. It's just not going the way Protogen Rebellion wants it to go, and they're on match point. This could be the game ender for Protogen Rebellion if Cloud9 manages to get one more. And as we get into the fresh game, another 5 minutes on the clock in game 4. As Turtles is going to win that kickoff. Fates with a disastrous miss could open up. As it goes to the corner, Heavenly's there, doesn't get a touch. Now Static popping this to the side. Turtles not ready for that play as Fates gets a touch. Voltac wants it in. Static with a high clear, still dangerous. And now Heavenly committing with Turtles. Static with fresh 100 boosts, ready to save that. Does so exactly. Tries to get a demo off of Voltac in the middle of that play. Heavenly with the miss, not really the play that you would want to see from Protogen Rebellion, but it is what it is. Now Static looking for a play, doesn't get the touch either. It's not working so well in their favor right now. it is still holding on. A bump from Fades. Heavenly's going to put that high for Static, and off the backboard it goes. Double tap denied by Factual. And now it's hit back down to the ground to Turtles. No one there from Protogen Rebellion. Cleared away. Static now high, going for an air dribble. Looking for a play here. Wants a flip reset. Does get it, but can't do anything with it as he falls to the ground. It's still locked in. We have another 3 minutes and 45 seconds to go.
Very tense game 4 here. As that one rings off the crossbar. Good offensive possession here and good shots coming out from Protogen Rebellion. But still no goals to show for it and no goals on either side as both teams' defense is coming out strong here. So this is a pass up to Static from Heavenly but met by Voltec. And once again, the defense is just coming out. If you're Protogen Rebellion, I feel like you want this lead. You want to have it. Because then you feel like you can start setting the pace. You can start setting up for what you want to do. But if Cloud9 scores here, then who knows what could happen. They could just milk the clock out until 0 seconds and end the game there.
Cloud9 definitely back in the comfort place here. Back in an offensive position. Ecliptic Fates playing the ball forward, trying for the double read, doesn't happen. Voltec instead with the follow-up in the defense, expecting Fates to hit it. Turns into a fake, actually, the attempted double there from Fates. And it turns out great from Cloud9. Back up by 1 goal, and it's Protogen Rebellion once again on the back foot. We've seen some very good offense from them at the start of this game. And if they can keep that going, they're definitely still in this game. But the mental can run away quick in those have-to-win games. It's not gonna happen to Protogen Rebellion quite yet, though. More than half of the game remaining, and they're back into Cloud9's half. Can Voltec read this one off the back? But yes, he can. A double commit from Protogen Rebellion. But they can keep the ball over here. Both of them retreating for boost, though, as Turtles left in the offense alone, doing everything he can to keep the ball there. It's floating up high, steady with the follow-up towards the net off the side, though, and we have a rule 1 in the back corner. 2v2 now. Protogen Rebellion, maybe that's more of their strong suit here.
Looks like it's FaZe and Heavenly in the row 1 there in the corner. No Voltec. I was trying to look at the boost and try to see who it could be. Because now FaZe has a shot. Not much there. Turtles now full boost. Basically just becomes a 2v2. Looking at who the better duo is. Down 1, 2 minutes to play. This could be maybe what Protogen Rebellion wants. Maybe they feel comfortable in this 2v2 scenario. But right now, ball's right back in the hands of Cloud9 and Factual. They just seem to be comfortable on this backline as they look for the double. And Fades finds the double. The ball just floating to a free backboard. And Fades is going to score this almost every day.
I was gonna say this is mostly not what you want to see in terms of Cloud9, because Static and Turtles, they're both high-ranked players. They could do it. It's just the 50 probably wasn't expected by Static to go the way that it did. Off to the backboard, it just not ready for it. Didn't think anybody was gonna challenge it. Fades out of nowhere with the dominus plays. Just sinks it right into the net. And now they're down. Now Protogen's down by 2. And they're working their way. They have 1:20 left to do it. Can they do it? Static. Put it over there. Heavenly's ready in the net, preventing a 3rd goal from going in. Turtles off the backboard, looking for one more touch. Does so successfully off the nose of Voltec. Now out to the mid. Static looking to put a goal in. Does get so successfully. They finally scored their first goal in Game 4. And it could be there. It could be a game OT if they keep this pressure up.
1 minute left, 1 goal needed. It's possible, but it just feels like Protogen Rebellion is just uncomfortable playing this aggressive, this offensive. But it works out for them this time, and they're hoping for just 1 more to force OT. But right now, the ball's in Cloud9's possession. A big save from Turtles there to keep it a 1-goal game. But the ball is just constantly floating towards their backboard over the middle of their net. And they're all low boost. They're all just hoping to get a good clearance as Voltec just flicks it towards the corner. And due to the low boost, there's not much you could do there as Protogen Rebellion.
Voltec with a great patient play right there. 38 seconds on the clock, and Cloud9 only have to hold on. You can even afford to give up 1 more goal but they definitely wouldn't want to. A good kickoff for them. Ecliptic Fates maybe even puts another one in, or this one's wide. And Static now with a chance to keep them alive in this game. 30 seconds left on the clock. Cloud9 denies it for now. Turtle's able to clear the way. Ecliptic Fates has to jump up to touch the ball, but it's not the best touch. Static will keep it in the offense. Ecliptic Fates missing now. Voltec though, with a very crucial touch and 14 seconds on the clock. This might just be the serious win for Cloud9. Another shot though. This one gets deflected. Another one's on net and it doesn't save. Cloud9 keeping the ball away from their net, and with 2 seconds on the clock, it's all but over. Cloud9 gonna take this game and the series with a great defensive hold at the end.
It's not
Oh.
the way you want it to go. I feel for Protogen Rebellion. They have tried for so long to try and get these wins. It's just not working out in the way that they want. And Cloud9 did a fantastic job today on getting that win. It's just sometimes you gotta do at least a bit better of a job in your offense when you need it, but your defense is there as well. It's just unfortunate.
I mean, that offensive possession looks so good. I thought we were going to see a goal out of it, but just huge saves on the line of the goal to prevent them from even getting a chance of forcing OT. The 2-goal deficit just too large for them, and Cloud9 take the series 3-1.
You know, I predicted 5 games. Ecliptic Fates showed that he can even do it in 4. I never doubted him. That's what we want to see. Sadly, no Champions Field, but a great series to see and great Rocket League to cast.
And thank you guys in the chat for stopping by and watching these matches for today. So far, in my memory, that is all the matches that we have today. So thank you guys for stopping by.
Hey, don't you let them go just yet, buddy. We got some more content for these guys. What are you talking about?
I asked you and you never responded. Hashtag NA production, respond to my message.
Oh, I didn't even see it. I'm not gonna lie. But guys,
NA production.
NA production from Fade.
NA production. Hello, everybody. Welcome on back. We're gonna pull some people over in here. We're gonna say goodbye to Cookie and to Nova. Thank you guys for having us today. Thanks for helping again. Thanks for the cast. You guys have been doing great. Now we're gonna say goodbye to them, and we're gonna say hello to some of our normal people. Although Rex, where are you at? Let's see. We're gonna move you guys around. Rex, where you at? This is NA production at its finest, guys.
I'm just vibing.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm vibing in the background, my guy.
You know what? You can vibe in the background. We're just gonna go on back over here. We're gonna say goodbye.
Its car.
We're gonna say goodbye to Cookie.
hiding behind
We're
the
gonna
rocket
say
first
hello to
draft
Fire.
camera.
No.
We're gonna say goodbye to Nova. We're gonna say hi to Daki. And I'm just gonna go ahead and just go over here and say bye to Rex. Oh, that's not Rex, that's Fire. Hey, there we go. I'm Rex now.
It's Ecliptic Rex.
Ecliptic Rex, everybody's worst nightmare.
Rexes.
I mean, the way you saw me getting those demos in that last series, you never really know. You never really know.
I'm a little
Ecliptic
proud.
Rex
I
is
shed a
here.
tear.
Well, I have some great news for you guys, and I am working on things as we go, but we do have now the leaderboard for the end of this half of league play. We're going to go ahead and show it right now. I want Daki and Fire to talk about this for a couple of minutes while I get the bracket ready for the mid-season tournament. So, guys, here's the leaderboard.
I mean, considering everything, it's not too surprising to see the leaderboard where it is. I mean, you have a lot of really strong teams towards the top, and maybe towards the bottom, I don't see a whole lot of teams that have been falling off necessarily. I'm seeing more teams that had a slow start and have been kind of picking up momentum as the season goes on. So, I mean, I think it's as we head into mid-season, naturally, I am a little bit surprised to see Dignipaws in 6, as well as FoxClan, but you know what? I think they're gonna just need to start off in the bracket for mid-season on the first round of games, and yeah, should be lead up to some really good second round games.
And what can I say? Fire 4-7 gang. Am I right? Let's go.
Yep. Yep.
You know what?
4-7.
I feel that, guys. I feel that. Wait, hold up. Might be having those numbers a little switched around anyway.
Fade, let me just remind you, 3-0. Let me just remind you. Okay.
I'm just gonna remind you all that I didn't own goal that series, so Docky still has more own goals than me. Anyway, guys, I am happy to show you all one more very, very exciting portion of today. The final thing we have to show off, guys. It's time to talk about the mid-season tournament. And now that we have our league standings, we have our bracket, and it is spicy off the top with a caster matchup immediately. Gentle Paws versus Lumosity in round 1. Winner plays X3 Tactics. Then below that, you have FoxClan versus Twisted Tails, with the winner playing Black Bunny Gaming. Persian 1 versus OwOptic, with the winners playing Big Dragon Squad. And finally, Dignipaws versus Protogen Rebellion, with the winners facing Cloud9. That is going to be an insane bracket to watch. And that's just the first day, guys. We got 2 days in this event. It's going to be absolutely incredible. I'm so excited to get this one started. We're going to be on break for a couple of weeks for everybody to prepare. But now that everybody knows their matchups going into this, now they can start formulating a plan with their team on how to counter this first game coming up.
I mean, definitely some really, really entertaining matchups. I mean, of course, I'm going to be kind of locked in on our match here, but if I remember right, we haven't played Lumosity since week 1. And that's before we had Pictus. We were running with Squirrel for that tournament, or for that
yeah, and that was before Lumosity had Avid as well.
That's true. So I mean,
my goodness, there's such interesting matchups. Docky, I gotta ask you. Obviously, Fire is excited about his own matchup. What are you excited about for this?
Should I do the same thing?
You can.
Nah.
Do it.
Nah.
Do it.
I don't know. I mean, all the first round matchups, just because with the crew battle format and all of that, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I think we have the chance. Dignipaws Protogen has the chance to be really interesting, just because of the way those teams are laid out. I think that if you put Static in the 1v1, that might be a GG's for them. They might have that one locked down, and that might change the way that the 2v2s go. And yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. And then there's the matchups for me are what I'm looking forward to. Not necessarily any specific teams, just like for Gentle Paws Lumosity. Let me see pick this 1v1 anyone, and I'll be excited to see that. That dude is insane. So
yeah, I mean, I have to agree. I think every single match is going to be really good. I'm so excited. I have to agree about the Dignipaws and Protogen one. I think that one could be extremely good. I mean, what can you say? FoxClan's going to have a tough time against this new Twisted Tail squad. Persian 1 and OwOptic, that's going to be good, especially seeing whoever OwOptic picks up as their third. And, I mean, every single match in this first round just leads to a very tough opponent. X3 Tactics, Black Bunny Gaming, Big Dragon Squad, and Cloud9. I mean, either way, you're going into some very tough matches. I'm just so excited to see how it's going to play out. And, I mean, I hope everybody else is ready too. But I think that's all we have for now, guys. So, do you have any final thoughts for this last part of this half of League Play?
Hype.
Jeez. Rex.
Let's go mid-season time. I'm hyped.
It is mid-season time. Once again,
Hype.
guys, get hype as Rex is, I believe I heard. Everybody's getting hyped for it. Remember, every team is playing for a playoff spot. In 3 weeks' time, we're all going to come back together, do some crew battles, have a great time. 2 days of double elimination goodness. We're going to have an A stream and a B stream going on that Saturday. One hosted by me, one hosted by Fire. We're still trying to figure out how that's going to work when we're playing our own games. And of course, we're going to have a lot of guest casters. Expect some favorites to come back. Expect to see Rex, maybe. We'll see. I don't know who's coming back, but I hope that we get a lot of good people in here.
Hype.
But everybody just, have a nice little break. RFDL is done for a couple of weeks, but when we come back, we will have the mid-season tournament. And don't you guys worry, because soon, I'd say within like the next day, we'll have the rest of the matches for league play laid out for you guys on the master sheet. So make sure you guys are watching that throughout the next couple of days or week. I will have that out as soon as I can. But I've got dinner to go eat, and I've got stuff to do, and I'm ready to get this break going, and I'm ready to...
Guy.
Absolutely. And I am going to go and practice for mid-season tournament. So, we will see you all later. Thanks for watching, and have a good night, guys.
Follow-up question.
Bye.
Follow-up question?
Yeah, no,
No questions.
Hype.
Hype.
No. Bye.
Dang.
Hype.
Okay, are we not live anymore?
No, they can hear us.